Most people don't lack intelligence. They lack movement. They think success is about having the perfect plan, the perfect mood, the perfect moment. But the truth is simpler and harder. A line widely attributed to Pablo Picasso says, "Action is the foundational key to all success." Foundation means before the strategy, before the confidence, before the results, there is action. Not loud action, not dramatic action, just the kind of action that turns your life from thinking into building. In the next hour, we'll break action down into a psychological framework, so you stop waiting for readiness and start generating it. The mind loves a delay that sounds intelligent. I'm preparing. I'm researching. I'm waiting for clarity. But clarity is often the reward of action, not the requirement. Psychologically, what you call waiting is often avoidance wearing a polite label, because action forces you to face three uncomfortable things: uncertainty, imperfection, and responsibility. So the first shift is simple. Stop asking, "Do I feel ready?" Start asking, "What is the smallest action that creates readiness?" Because readiness is not a feeling you discover. It's a state you build. People think confidence comes first, but most of the time, confidence comes second. Confidence is your brain's report after evidence, and evidence only comes from action. One email sent, one page written, one workout completed, one honest conversation started. Action gives your nervous system proof. I can survive discomfort. I can handle the next step. And that proof becomes identity. I'm someone who moves. Success rarely begins with a big leap. It begins with a small movement that you repeat until it becomes normal. If action is the key, why do we avoid it? Because action makes you visible, and visibility invites judgment. When you stay in planning, you stay safe. No criticism, no rejection, no feedback. But success requires contact with reality, and reality always replies. So, here is the psychological reframe. Feedback is not a verdict on your worth. Feedback is data for your next action. If you keep action small, feedback becomes manageable, and manageable feedback becomes growth. Foundation is not intensity. Foundation is stability. A foundation must be repeatable on average days, not just peak days. So define your minimum viable action, the smallest version that still counts, not because you're lowering standards, because you're protecting continuity. In real life, success is rarely blocked by a lack of big effort. It's blocked by broken patterns. The foundation is built when your action becomes predictable to you. Momentum is what happens when action becomes a system. At first, action feels heavy because you're pushing against inertia, but after enough repetitions, action gets lighter. Not because the goal gets easier, because your brain stops treating it as danger. This is why people who always get things done look different. They're not always more talented, they're more practiced at starting. They don't wait for perfect conditions. They reduce the friction to begin. Here's the core rule. If you can start quickly, you can succeed slowly. Because slow success with momentum beats fast success with collapse. steps. One mistake. People hear, take action, and start doing everything. That creates motion, not progress. Foundational action is aligned action. Action that matches the goal, the season, and your values. Sometimes the right action is doing less, but doing it with depth. Sometimes the right action is saying no. Sometimes it's finishing, not starting. Sometimes it's recovery so you can sustain the next month. Action is the key, yes, but direction is the lock. You will miss days. That's human. The difference is what you do next. Most people don't lose success because they slip. They lose success because they turn the slip into a story. I'm not disciplined. I always fail. What's the point? A foundation doesn't require perfection. It requires return. Return is maturity. Return is self-respect. Return is the real habit. Action is the foundational key to all success, not because action is magical, but because action is real. If you want a different life, don't ask for a different mood. Ask for a different next step. Make it small, make it clean, make it repeatable. Then, let time do what it always does. Reward what you do consistently.